Do you guys remember the formulas for midpoint and distance?
Something with Y's and X's.
Okay, I think this wasn't this chapter 3 or this chapter? Oh. Somebody broke this one. Whoops.
Wow. Did you knock me too?
What did you say?
Nothing.
Yeah, wait, what did you say?
Nothing.
Did you not hit rim when you were an inch away?
Point blank.
Okay, that is the midpoint formula. When we're in the coordinate plane, you have 2x, an x value, a y value, an x value, a y value. Okay, I'm starting. So the midpoint for the x coordinate, you average the x coordinates to the y coordinate, you average y coordinates. Distance formula, anybody remember this one? X minus x, whoops, squared plus y minus y squared. All right. Okay, a mid-segment of a triangle is a segment connecting the midpoints of two of the triangle sides.
That's not okay.
That's their one definition there. Okay, on page 196, segment JL is going to be parallel to what other segment? Segment JL is parallel to what other segment? Okay, so
It's KL parallel.
draw this. Not KL. Okay. Here's JL. JL is down here, right? This bottom line. What is it parallel to? This one. The mid segments. The mid segments are always parallel to, the other side. Number 3, what is KL parallel to? ZY. Oh, I didn't do the slope formula. Whoops.
Wow, Mr. Jordan.
Okay. Does anybody remember the slope formula?
Yeah.
What is it?
It's x y minus y over x minus x.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Number 5. What is the slope of segment AB? If it's a vertical line, what kind of slope does it have? You guys see segment AB in the picture?
Yes.
Undefined. A vertical line has undefined slope. What kind of line has a zero slope?
Flat.
Horizontal line. Okay, number 7, how do we find the slope of segment DE? Y minus y over x minus x. What are the y values for segment DE? 1 and -2. So I'm going to do 1 minus -2, which is really 1 plus 2, over the x values, which is -4 minus 0. 1 minus -2 is 3. -4 minus 0. How do we know if the slope's going to be positive or negative from the picture? If the line is going down from left to right, it's going to be a negative slope. We probably better talk about number 8. What characteristic of triangle ABC can be determined by the slopes of its sides?
D and BC are parallel.
It's a right triangle.
Yeah. Okay, this one's kind of confusing. If you have a slope that's undefined and one is 0, they would be perpendicular lines. So yeah, that is a right triangle. Let me see what they put. They didn't write it. Oh, they're just the triangle's a right triangle. Yeah. Okay. Number 9, find the length. How do we find the length?
Distance.
Distance formula. Alright, so it's y minus y. What chapter did we do this stuff on?
Last term.
Was it 3?
Yep, yeah.
Okay. So distance also has x minus x and y minus y, but anyway. AC, so let's see. A is -4, -2. And C is 4, -2. So I'm going to do -4 minus 4 for my x values, because we subtract. And then the y values are -2, -2. You could plug all that in your calculator at once. What's -4 minus 4? Squared?
64.
What's -2 minus -2? 0 squared? 0. So really it's just 64 plus 0, 64. The answer is 8. If you think about it, it makes sense because it's just a flat line and you're going from -4 to +4. It's 8 long. So we could have possibly avoided doing that, but that's okay. Number 9, need to practice. Number 11, BC. So x minus x would be -4 minus 4 again. And then y minus y would be 4 minus -2. -4 minus 4 is -8 squared is 64. Did that already. 4 minus -2 is 6. Squared is, what's 64 plus 36?
100.
What's the square root of 100? If I only had room. Okay, on number 15.
13.
Yeah.
13, about said that's, okay, anyway. 13, what characteristic of segment D can be determined from the figure?
This is what? I try to guess.
Distance and slope.
Yeah, that's kind of a. So, okay,
I didn't got
13 is kind of, you're supposed to have done the evens already also, so that kind of screws up our thing here, but, like, we found out on number 9 that segment AC is 8. So on number 12, or sorry, no. Segment 8. Yeah, AC. No, I need BC, D is also midpoints. Actually, we didn't find midpoint. Okay, no, I don't like that question then. All right.
We're just
Well, if we did the midpoint for A and for segment AB, it would would turn out to be D, and if we did the midpoint for segment AC, then that would turn out to be E. So anyway, DE is the mid-segment because D and E are midpoints. We'll just put that. Segment DE is a mid-segment because D and E are midpoints.
Can you say?
I just did a little bit ago.
I like sing shaky.
Why are the songs that are in my head from the from Wizard of Oz and Willy Wonka, and I haven't seen those in like 20 years. Okay, it's a mystery. XY. How are we gonna find the length of XY? Tricks. Well, that's one way, but the problem is I don't have a coordinate for Y, so I can't use the distance formula. Or at least not yet. So how could I find the length of XY?
They're mostly triangle.
Well, they are, but you'd have to prove it.
It just is.
It just looks like it is, so it is, but that's we're not gonna use
Might
that.
wanna cut it.
No.
It's halfway through this.
Okay, XY is the side of a right triangle, right? There's more than one way to do this, by the way. XY is the side of a right triangle. You guys see it? The big right triangle?
Yep.
So how could we find the hypotenuse of a right triangle?
That's the right angle, right?
The hypotenuse,
Yeah.
the hypotenuse is segment XY.
Mhm.
Do we need to find the length of the bottom one and then do a squared plus b squared?
Yeah, we could do Pythagorean theorem, right? How could we find the coordinates of Y?
Mm.
Well,
It's
5, -1 plus 6 on the y-axis.
Right, it's 6 up from point Z. So the Y value would go up 6. That's another way we could do it. Let's do Pythagorean theorem since we haven't done that in a while. How do we do Pythagorean theorem?
A squared plus b squared plus c squared.
Okay, what would our A squared be?
Doesn't matter which side's A, I don't think.
No, either leg.
We can do 6.
Okay. Yeah, one of the legs is 3 and 3, so it's 6. So 6 squared. What's the bottom leg's length gonna be? Okay, it's going from X to Z, so what could we do? Yeah, we could do the distance formula on X and Z. There's actually an easier way though.
We could just take the x values and find the difference, right?
Right, since they're both on the same level, the Y value is -1 on both of them, it's just running from -3 to 5 on the X, so it's 8 long. So b squared is 8 squared. You guys recognize this? I think.
C is 100.
Not quite.
60.
And you have to find square root.
5.
What squared equals 100? You have to find the square root. And 100 squared would be 10,000. Codes often require property owners to maintain a clear line of sight at the corner of intersecting roads. The dimensions of the line of sight triangle vary depending on the traffic flow. A city decides to install a sidewalk parallel to a row of shrubbery along the line of sight, line AB, where X and Y are both 35 feet. You guys see X and Y in the picture?
Yeah.
Workers place stakes 17.5 feet from C along each curb. What's 35 and 17.5? What do those two numbers have to do with each other?
17.5 is half of
Right.
35.
Right. So they're saying they put stakes halfway along CA and CBA, basically. Along each curb and connect the stakes with a string. They didn't draw it in the picture for us. To mark the center line of the new sidewalk. Okay, anyways. Is a string parallel to the line of sight? Explain. I thought they were going to do some math.
Me too.
So the string is basically a mid segment, right? So mid segments will be parallel. Say something like that, it's fine. Alright. I think we might, let's go ahead and do all 1 through 24 on this. Number 19, write an expression for each measure if P, Q, and R are midpoints. Okay, so this is the same stuff we've been doing except for we're throwing some algebra in just like usual. So we're supposed to find AC, and we know that R has to be a midpoint, so how could I find AC?
2x plus 2x.
2 is x plus 8 times 2.
Yeah, 2x plus 8 times 2, or 2x plus 8 plus 2x plus 8. What is 2x plus 8 plus 2x plus 8? 4x plus 16. That's all we can do, we can't solve it. PQ any harder? No, I don't think so. Okay, so let me just sum up the lesson real quick. The mid segment is always parallel to one side of the triangle, and it's also exactly half the length of that side of the triangle. So you can kind of use that as a quick fix. AB, how do I find AB? Okay, if QR is 3x, you guys see that?
Yes.
What would AB have to be? 6x. Yeah, all those, Abby said it earlier. I don't think the book proved it, but all those triangles are congruent, basically. So QR is the same length as PB and PA, and anyway, it's just twice as big. 23, angle APR. Where's APR at? All right. So because
Is he?
I might have to draw that. I'll draw it well. That's good enough. We're looking for APR there. And we've got X degrees up here. Y degrees down here.
So
Is
Z.
it Z?
Oh, it's a Z.
Up at the top.
Oh,
It's,
that's X family. Is there an X? No. Okay. Okay, so one of the things we know is that lines are parallel. So what lines are parallel? Like this one is parallel to this one, right? This one is parallel to this one. And that one's parallel to that one. So on parallel lines, this angle, see if I can redraw the stuff, would be the same as this angle, right? Those are alternate interior angles. Oh, this one's gonna be tricksy.
Why isn't it just Z?
it is, isn't it?
No.
Is it a course
Okay.
of law?
Because we know all these triangles are congruent, if this top angle is Z, angle B is equal to Z, and
To Z.
angle, no, those are different angles. Triangle PBQ would be congruent to triangle QRP. So it's like rotated around. Do you guys see it?
Yes.
My picture's not neat enough, but if I rotated this triangle around, it would be the same as this one. So angle Z, basically, right?
Are you kidding me? It's cold.
Oh, well, you can turn it off.
I have 2 ways to go there.
You don't have to stand up, just grab your book and push it.
Yeah, I don't think that.
Well, if you don't do it, you're short. You gotta do it.
Watch, now you don't throw it.
I never throw it.
You knew it. Yay. You did it.
Watch her just rip the
That you
book.
would just throw it.
Okay.
Now it's kicking in on this side.
Well, it's the same
No,
system,
wait, this one's
Leo.
closed.
Oh.
Okay,
It felt like it.
anyway,
It
so
felt like it.
if you guys said
It
angle,
wasn't there, but
if you guys said angle Z, you're alright. Those are, did I draw that right? Yeah, they are. Oh, you can kind of tell, can't you? Oh, we should just use corresponding angles. What was I thinking? Those two angles.
Bruh.
Okay, I think you will need this for number 24. QPR.
Now, I'm really mad.
I didn't hear you guys say corresponding angles.
I said
I said it multiple times.
You don't say bad when he says bruh.
Don't do that.
Sorry, did it the hard way.
I forgive you.
Alright. Alright, once you guys finish that.